Hello everyone, welcome once again to Investing with a Difference. So one quick update coming from Worbli we wanted to share with you. So they have decided to stop the share drop at from immediate purposes. If you have not started the KYC process, you are not going to be able to claim the share drop of Worbli. As you remember, Worbli had taken snapshot in September last year for sharing 1:1 airdrop to EOS token holder. There are multiple things coming out of this announcement. One thing is, of course, you cannot claim any more tokens if you have already started the process, because they have actually said Monday midnight UTC. So I'm not very sure if it is tonight UTC, that is end of Monday, or is it starting of Monday. Pretty difficult to understand this. And moreover, they are saying that they will not allow any more multiple accounts. They are giving only 72 hours to finalize their claim. That means if you're stuck with their AML KYC process, it's your responsibility to make sure that it progresses ahead. And if it is not progressing because of lack of any document, they will disregard your claim. And once you are in the process, you will have only till February 7th, which is not very far, another 3 days, when you can claim. What does it mean is you should be able to create your keys, have an account on Worbli, and you already have your tokens in your account. So basically what they're saying is they are just wrapping up the share drop process. It is very quick, even though they originally said that it will be 6 months, 1 year. I don't know. I think the timelines have changed quite a little bit. Now, this is kind of not that great for the token holders who were taking easy, assuming that it will take long time. And they can still learn this process. But what it also means is this is one of the business requirement. I think they are claiming that they are working with some partners. They are talking about these new partnerships, which is actually going to help them launch these services. And what I understand is what is happening with this share drop is that new token supply is coming in, and it's hurting the business interest of Worbli, because the people who are coming in as a partners, they need to buy these tokens, and that defines like what price can they buy at, because most of the people who got this free airdrop, they may be dumping on exchanges. So let's go to chainrift.com, which is the exchange which supports Worbli token. And as you know, the Worbli did not do well on listing. So if we go to this EOS market, so Worbli is quoting at almost like 1.5 cent or so recently. As you remember, it actually had launched at like 6 cent or so. Even the EOS token price was higher when they had launched, and now it's kind of languishing around this 1.6 cent. So what it also means is you need to understand that it's not a big loss, because if you consider you bought EOS token in September when the Worbli snapshot happened, at that time EOS token price was above $5, and if you're saying 1.6 cents is what it costs today as a share drop, it's not a huge deal. You're not losing out much, and in addition, if you're buying it on Chainrift as an exchange, you do not need to go through KYC, which Worbli requires. So this is like a not a huge deal financially, but from a community perspective, from the communication perspective, because it has changed very rapidly, I think it's a big kind of a shock to the community. I hope that people were not looking for this, claiming this later. The reason they have given is that 80% of the people, they took benefit of this first few days of when the share drop was opened, and recently there was no much activity happening, and this is actually stopping them from making partnership, from committing to their partners how they will be launching their services. And at this moment, they're not really sharing what those partnerships are. So I think overall, now take on the one hand, it's not a great news for people who have not claimed. For people who have claimed or who have bought Worbli on exchanges like Chainrift, it may be good for token price, I think, because now there is no more supply coming in, as in the free tokens. That means that there is a big chance that if Worbli is able to launch any good services, it will only attract more buying interest of the tokens, and that will be positive for their token price. So from a business perspective, it makes sense what they're doing. But I think we need to make sure that you understand what's going on here, and we wish them all the best. I think Worbli is trying to do quite a few things which are important from EOS perspective, because it's trying to create a financial district of EOS. That means it will be approved services like STO, like banking services and so on, and it can be very powerful platform if they are able to deliver. So I'm sure this negative news for token holders in the community will not impact a lot of people, because you need to also see that a lot of projects, they cannot keep waiting for people who do not believe in it, because the share drop opened around December, as I believe, and they had announced it very early, like in September. So people who were connected with Worbli, who believed in it, they must have taken action already. That's not a bad way of putting it. I would say that the communication could have been a little better, because only a few days back, I think a week back, they had communicated that you have more time, and suddenly they came out, they may have given at least a week or 2 weeks instead of saying it's already ending today. So that's kind of a shock to people who have not yet claimed it, but I think it makes perfect business sense for them. We don't know what constraints they are under from the partners, what kind of deals they have made, and because the token price can be greatly impacted by share drop, I believe that this is something they have taken as a decision. So we will post the link for you to go through the details. Do join the Worbli community for more, and you can ask questions if you have any, and let us know if any of you are still waiting. Of course, as I said, many people I've heard from the community, they did not want to go through KYC process, because anyway, it's not a huge deal. As I mentioned, you can always buy 1:1 airdrop level of Worbli token by just paying 0.0069 EOS per Worbli token. So that's another way to look at it. So I hope if you're really interested in this project, you can always claim the token here. So thanks for joining again. I hope this information was useful, and do let us know your feedback on what you think about Worbli and whether you are claiming or not claiming the token. Thank you. Bye bye.